All right, welcome to the second part of our literacy review. Still the first day, but we want to break it up into chunks to help us remember things better, and because no one wants to sit and watch me talk for a whole hour. So we're just going to do it in sections. So we talked about how we sit when we're going to write, and we talked about finding our writing spot. The next thing we want to talk about is our pencil. Right. Now, do you notice anything different about my pencil? Does my pencil have an eraser? My pencil doesn't have an eraser, and that's for a reason. All right. We are going to learn at the beginning of the year when we're still learning how to write and or some of us may be learning that, how to make our letters correctly. We don't want to erase, and that is for a couple of reasons. First of all, what we're going to do instead of erase is we're going to just cross out if we make a mistake. I'll show you later on what that looks like. But the reason that I want to see your mistakes is, first of all, it helps me to understand. That lets me know that you made a mistake so I can try and help you. And it's not that there's anything wrong with making mistakes, but we want to make sure that your teacher knows if there's something that you're struggling with. And so that's why at the beginning of the year, whenever we're doing literacy, we're always going to cross a mistake out instead of erasing it. Another reason that we don't use an eraser is it helps train us to think before we put our pencil down and start writing. So we want to make sure that we've thought through what we're going to write, and we know what we're going to write before we start writing. So not having an eraser kind of helps us do that and make sure we know that we're ready to do our best before we start writing, instead of just sometimes when people start writing, they just kind of are guessing, or if you're writing a whole sentence, sometimes students haven't really thought through what they were going to say, and then it ends up not making sense. So we want to make sure we say, I'm going to think before I write, okay? And not having an eraser helps us do that. So it's very important when we're doing literacy that we are crossing out if we make a mistake. So parents, I hope you can help me with that. When the students come to school, we don't have any erasers on our pencils at first. Later on, when we've learned those necessary skills, then we'll get a big block eraser. But for literacy, for right now, we're not going to erase if we make any mistakes. We're going to cross out. All right, so that's why we don't have an eraser. Now, can you look at my pencil and tell me how many sides it has? It might be hard to tell. Let's see, so I'll count them for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so all of our pencils that we're using to write should be 6-sided so we can hold it correctly. If it's round or something else like that, then it's going to be challenging for us to hold our pencil correctly. The last thing that I want to show you is the different parts of the pencil. So we call this end the tip, right? That's where we write. And then you can see that there's paint along the body of the pencil, and then here the paint stops. All right, so there's paint, and then this is just the wood here. So when we're holding our pencil, we want to know that we hold it close to where the paint ends. All right, now I'm going to put my pencil away for a second because we're going to practice holding our pencil without holding our pencil first, which sounds a little silly, but it'll make sense when we do it. All right, I want you to take the hand that you write with. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to take my right hand, but if you write with your left hand, then use your left hand. I'm going to take my middle finger and my thumb, and I'm going to put them together. Can you do this for me? Okay. Now what we're looking for is a nice circle, okay? We don't want what I call an alligator, right? Do you see how this kind of looks like an alligator? Even doing this without the pencil, that kind of hurts my hand. is I'm just pressing really hard. I want really gentle pressure. My fingers are just touching. This is how I'm going to be holding my pencil. So, do I want to hold my pencil with an alligator? No, I don't. My hand is already getting tired just from doing this. This though, this feels good. I could do this for a long time. So we want to make sure we're holding our pencil correctly. All right. Show me again how you hold your pencil. Good. We should just barely be touching the tips of these fingers together, not squishing, not making an alligator, but just gently making like a circle. All right, now, let's see. So parents, if you can help your students with practicing throughout the day, even just if they're waiting for their lunch sandwich to be ready, or anytime, just ask them, show me how you hold the pencil. Right? That would be so helpful because these little foundations are really important. Okay, now we're going to take our pencil. We're going to hold it close to where the paint ends. All right. If I'm trying to hold my pencil up here, I'm not going to have very much control. Right? It's going to be hard to write. And then if I'm holding it way, way down here, that's also going to be challenging. So the best and most comfortable place for us to hold our pencil is right by where the paint ends. All right, so when we grab our pencil, are we going to hold it back here? No. Am I going to hold it here? No. Where am I going to hold my pencil? Good, close to where the paint ends. All right. All right, so take the way you're going to hold your pencil, your circle, not an alligator. Open it up just a little bit. With my other hand, I'm just going to place the pencil between my fingers, right? Like this. Now I'm holding it on opposite sides. That's why it's important for us to have a pencil with 6 sides, is so we can hold it on opposite sides. And I know I'm doing that if I look at my pencil and I see I have my thumb, I have 2 sides, and then I have the side that my pencil is, or then I have the side where my middle finger is. All right, so this is how we're going to hold our pencil. So we can practice first just making the circle. If we were in school all day long, or just throughout the day, every half hour, I'd say, show me how you hold your pencil, or show me your circle, and I'd be making sure it's like this. And then, after we've mastered that, after your child has mastered that, we go ahead and practice holding it like this. Right? So the way we hold our pencil is really important, because if your child is holding their pencil incorrectly, that's going to lead to a lot of fatigue in their arm. They're going to get tired from writing. If if we're doing this, if we're anything where we're putting a lot of pressure, is going to be very fatiguing. So we want to make sure we're holding it gently, close to where the paint ends on opposite sides. And then of course you can just kind of rest your other fingers there, but it's really only your thumb and middle finger that are holding your pencil. Let's see, we're getting close to 10 minutes here too. So let me just show you the last thing is, of course, I've been showing you my pencil grip like this, but are we going to be writing in the air? Not unless you're a teacher. I kind of write in the air sometimes on the whiteboard, but you are going to be writing on your desk. So when we're writing, we're holding our pencil correctly, but then we're going to be resting our pinky finger on the desk. So we've got, and so then you can adjust your pencil a little bit if you need to. So resting your pinky on the desk. I'm holding it gently. See, I can move it. I don't have a really, really tight grip on my pencil. I'm just holding it gently, resting the pinky on the desk. And of course, when we put that together with what we were doing earlier with our writing spot, it's going to look like this. So I still don't have my paper yet, but I'm pretty close to being ready to write. All right, so boys and girls, please practice this throughout the day, on and off, just making sure you're sitting up nice and tall, stacking your blocks, feet flat on the floor, and finding your writing spot, and then holding your pencil correctly. All right, so later today, we are going to talk about our paper and the different kind of clock strokes, and then we'll be able to begin reviewing our letters and our first 26 phonograms and their sounds. So that'll be later today. Bye.